I'm literally shaking with rage right now, and if you told me a year ago I'd end up here, I'd have laughed in your face, but here I am, standing in the early morning fog, my boots planted in what's left of a $300,000 mansion that was never supposed to exist. Not on my family's land, not in my lifetime. The HOA just slapped me with a $2 million lawsuit because I demolished their palace, which, by the way, they built without so much as a phone call asking for permission. And Lauren Clark, yeah, that's her. Designer heels sinking in the mud, mascara running bawling in front of the ruins of her own crime, screaming at me like I'm the villain. If you want to know how I blew up her empire, sit back because this isn't just a story about revenge. This is justice, raw and honest, like the steam rising from the broken hot tub mingling with the lake mist, turning my shoreline into the backdrop of a disaster movie except for once. The disaster is exactly what needed to happen. I'm Dylan Freeman, and about 3 hours ago I took my old excavator, the same one my grandfather used to dig fence posts, and I tore down the most expensive illegal structure ever built on Freeman land. The so-called Community Enhancement Project Lauren put up, marble countertops and gold fixtures and all, is now just twisted rebar and busted stone, scattered among the rocks my grandfather hauled here back in the day. Every swing of that bucket felt like therapy after months of letters, threats, and HOA cronies skulking around our property line. I finally got to take something back. My best friend, Tank Johnson, yeah, that's his real name, and he's as solid as they come, ex-military and now the only sheriff's deputy in this county. I trust wiped dust off his uniform, handed me the keys and just grinned. Demo complete, brother. Property secured. Never thought I'd see a grown man celebrate demolition like a touchdown, but that's what this was. Helen, my wife, slipped out from behind our truck, camera rolling. She was an investigative reporter for 2 decades before we came out here, hoping for peace and quiet, and now she's documenting every second. She shouts over to make sure I catch Lauren's reaction when the feds roll up. Wait, the feds? That's news to me, but Helen's been 5 moves ahead since the start. Ever since I stumbled on Lauren's little paradise on our Shorelinea mansion with imported sand, an artificial beach, a smart home system, and a damn bronze plaque reading, Willow Lake HOA Community Enhancement Project. No, we're not in the HOA, never have been, and never will be. Lauren's trying to act like this is business as usual, waving soggy legal papers and talking about approved community infrastructure, while her shoes get ruined in the mud. She says, "Mr. Freeman, this destruction will have significant legal and financial consequences for your family. Lady, you built a palace on my land and now you want me to pay for it? I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? The nerve would be impressive if it wasn't so insane." Pretty soon, the whole community starts showing up, some folks I haven't seen since Dad's funeral, folding chairs out like it's the best show in town. Even the neighborhood kids are hustling lemonade stands. "Justice tastes sweet," they wrote on their signs. Lauren's stuck here, her Tesla can't handle the mud, trying to convince anybody who'll listen that she's the victim. Meanwhile, Tank's digging up Lauren's fake beach and restoring the natural shoreline, the same one my grandfather protected back in the 60s. But then Tank comes over, looking more serious than usual. "Brother, feds want to talk." Turns out this property mess triggered a months-long investigation. Might be way bigger than we thought. Suddenly I'm realizing Lauren's little scheme may be just a piece of something nastier, and Helen's over there on the phone, calling contacts in DC and getting that gleam in her eye that says corruption's about to go down. Lauren's still trying to hold court, her legal team huddled behind her, spouting off about escalation of property disputes and comprehensive legal response. It's all nonsense. But then Elena Stone, our neighbor's been watching all along, and I can see in her eyes she knows more than she's letting on. She finally approaches, nervous but determined, and lets slip that she used to work for Lauren until she got canned for asking too many questions about financial irregularities. Turns out, Lauren's operation isn't just about building one illegal house, it's a system. Elena spills the beans. County officials got paid off, environmental inspectors looked the other way, permits were expedited for the right price. Lauren contracts with a private security outfit for surveillance, profiles every family she targets, finds their weak spots. She's done this before, plenty of times, always wins because she controls the story and the local power players. She even hacked my workshop cameras, watched us for weeks, documented everything to make us look like the problem if we fought back. That was her real game. We decided to turn the tables. Helen and I staged fake conversations, false leads, the whole 9 yards, just to see what they'd do. And it worked. Lauren's team wasted time and resources chasing phantoms, while Tank dug into the real evidence, his law enforcement contacts passing word up the chain. But the backlash was real. Local businesses started icing us out, our banks started acting funny, even my insurance got canceled. Worst of all, someone dug up Dad's medical records, used them to paint me as unstable, trying to set me up as the dangerous one. And then, just as the financial screws tightened and the rumors started flying, Tank knocked on my door not as a buddy, but as part of a federal task force. The FBI had been tracking Lauren's group for 18 months, building a case for racketeering, money laundering, and what they were now calling economic terrorism. The kicker? Michael Clark, Lauren's husband, who I'd barely seen, was working with the feds the whole time, gathering documents, recording conversations, and finally handing over everything. Elena's files tied the whole local conspiracy to international development cartels, using fake environmental projects as cover to steal American land, launder money, and manipulate communities. We weren't just victims who were the field test for a playbook that could wipe out rural landowners across the country. So yeah, Demolition Day wasn't just for show, it was evidence preservation. The feds, Tank, the whole town turned out. Helen documented everything, and as the imported luxury collapsed, exposing the old oaks my grandfather planted, it felt like reclaiming not just my land, but something bigger, our right to exist here, to fight back, to say not today. Lauren got hauled off in cuffs on camera, right in the middle of a TV interview. Her smile as she left the courtroom, though, wasn't what I expected. Looked almost satisfied, like she'd accomplished what she set out to do, even if it landed her in federal prison. Maybe she was just a pawn in something larger. Michael's evidence proved these cartels had plans for rural America that went way beyond one lakeside property. And when I thought it was over, I got an email encrypted, foreign servers, one chilling sentence. Phase 1 complete. Beginning Phase 2. Now I'm out on the dock with Tommy, the neighbor's kid, trying to explain why someone would want to steal our lake. Helen's book is being used to teach other communities how to fight back. Tank's training law enforcement nationwide, and Elena's testifying before Congress on how these schemes work. But for every victory, there's another move on the board. The way I see it, what happened to us wasn't personal, it was systematic economic warfare, targeting families like mine to see if we'd break or fight back. We fought and we won, but the war isn't over. Not by a long shot. That speedboat that slipped away during demolition, the new email, they're reminders that vigilance never ends, and there are always more layers to peel back. So, tell me, what would you have done in my shoes? Ever faced a battle you thought was over, only to find out it was just the beginning? Drop your wildest theory below. Maybe together, we'll figure out what Phase 2 really means. And if you want to see how this story ends, hit that like button, comment Part 2. And let's make sure the next time someone tries to steal from honest folks, they find out just how stubborn rural America can be.